All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is a show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. And I've been speaking about this for weeks, months actually, more than months, so quite a while, on cryptos, Bitcoin, and the whole market. Now you have, Bitcoin and the entire crypto market is slipping down, and it's not slipping down a little bit. People are used to the volatility. So it going down 10, 20%, even 30%, they're getting used to this swing. Okay. Now what's happening here is that one of the catalysts of this is people are getting wind because it's being spoken about the tax implications when it comes to cryptocurrency. Okay, let me lay it out for you very simply in a sentence. You can't avoid paying taxes, period, the end. If you buy something and it accrues in value and you sell it for substantial value, you gotta, you have to pay your fair share, right? So I think that the crypto market isn't seeing this. I think that, investors think that they can just go in and out, take their money and go and have a nice day. The moment you take that Bitcoin, the moment you take that cryptocurrency and you're buying something else, you're creating a material event, and that material event is gonna something's gonna happen there. Now, if you bought it at $1 and you bought something for $1, then there's nothing going on. If you bought it for $1 and now it's worth $10 million and you go and you sell it, yeah, there's a price to pay there, and I think that investors are under the illusion that they don't have to go and do this. You got to, and even though you think that all of this is untraceable, guess what? Your account is held. If you have a wallet, okay, even that's not untraceable. Okay, but if you're holding your crypto at an exchange, it's traceable. Okay, because they are the custodian of the cryptocurrency. So once you put your Bitcoin or other crypto assets at within an exchange, it's not yours anymore. They're holding it. You have an account with them. They're holding it in their treasury. They're holding it. So whatever you do, whatever you think that you're getting away with, you're not, because the bottom line is it's a traceable thing. And now that Coinbase is a publicly traded company, they're going to be complying, and regulations going to come down on them and other exchanges, and it's going to be heavy regulation. It's going to come down, and it should be there to keep things honest, to avoid things from getting out of control. Okay, Bitcoin coming down because of these words that were spoken on taxes. I think, look, Bitcoin is a store of value. I've been saying this over and over. I was watching CNBC this morning, which I do this, and Jim Cramer came on. I love the guy, and he was talking about, Bitcoin and, crypto and NFTs. The bottom line is that I agree with him on this point, that Bitcoin is not a currency. It's not a replacement for any fiat currency. No crypto is really a replacement for it. You have stable coins that work with it, so it provides a safer environment to go and do things. Look at China. You have the Chinese yuan. They've made a crypto asset so that they can go and track. It makes everything traceable. It's going to avoid fraud, counterfeiting, and bank robberies and things of that nature. So all of this stuff is coming to pass. And if you think it's not coming to the United States, you're fooling yourself, because it will at some point. Every country, every major country in this on this planet, even on Mars, they're going to wind up going and adhering to having a digital asset representing their currency. It just makes sense. You just need to have smarter people at the helm to go and handle this so that there's no mishaps, right? So they'll figure that out over time. But Bitcoin coming down, it's a store of value, as I said. I don't people that think that it's a currency, they're mistaken. I think that some smart people are going to come on, and I said this plenty of times. They're going to come on board, and they're going to build on top of it. Bitcoin isn't the fastest settlement, so they have to figure out things in order to do that. But Bitcoin itself, it coming down to 40, 30, 20. Okay, all it does is create an opportunity for people to actually get better pricing, or dollar cost average down if they wanted to. Over the next few years, can Bitcoin be two, three, 400,000, as some people say? It can be $1 million. I don't know. I'm not a psychic. Do I think the value's there? I think it's a supply and demand issue, that you only have so many coins that are going to be out there, and the value, it depends on the utility. So the stronger the utility, the increased value that's going to be there, and that's the bottom line, and that's all it comes down to. And we're going to see what's going to happen there. But Bitcoin, investors are used to these swings, 10, 20%, that type of thing. Do I think it's crippling to Bitcoin? I don't think it's crippling. I think it's an adjustment. I think that it'll, just as it has been, because it is so much out there in on Main Street right now, that it's going to build up to where it needs to go. Now, this Dogecoin, or Dogecoin, or Dogecoin, or whatever, however they want to pronounce the coin. Look, I call it the Dogecoin because, look, when it was created, it was the Dogecoin. It was just created as a joke. And then the joke, someone thought, hey, let me go make this into reality. Here goes the reality. You have a coin that has really no purpose. What is it doing? What problems is it solving? What is it doing? What is it being used for? Okay, you have an unlimited supply that can be generated from it. So where's the value add? You think that, I'm going to give you a little piece of history. There was a guy called Cornelius Vanderbilt way back when. Okay, and basically he was in the train business, and he wanted to go buy a train line. And the company's publicly traded, so he was out there buying stock of the company to take control of it. That little company, what they were doing, they were printing stock certificates and kept selling it to him. They took the guy for millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars at the time. They were just printing stock certificates and printing them, and he was buying them. He didn't know. Same thing here. You keep minting coins. You're minting coins, and you have an unlimited supply of coins that can go out there. At some point in time, it's gonna come to a head, because again, it's not being used for something. If it was a stable coin, that's a different story. You can have unlimited coins with a stable coin, because it's a stable coin. You're using it for whatever it needs to be used for. Um, Something that has this type of volatility, it puts a question on there. And I think that the SEC is, at some point in time, or the CFTC, they're going to go and do a probe on this, because it makes sense for them to do that. How's it happening? You see, this trading, the way it's trading, the way it hopped up, everything else reminds me of a pink sheet piece of crap company that's been nothing but a pump and dump, and has been promoted and everything else. That's what it reminds me of. And how Twitter and all these other social media platforms are being utilized to pump this up, to get small investors fired up. Someone throwing $100 into it, you get a million people doing that's $100 million of activity. Okay, so it's about the numbers. It's about getting more people hyped on it. And now people go, hey, if they lose $100, I lost $100. Take that times a million people. Who's taking that money? Somebody's getting that 500,000, a million, something like that. So this is a game, and this is what I see this as being a game. You can disagree with me all you want. I see that as being a game. Now let's go into NFTs. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. The basis of it is amazing, of what it can do. How it's being utilized now is not a representation of what it can do. Basically, right now, people are utilizing it to make money, to sell their art pieces to collectors, and to do things of that nature. Now, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the people that have a logical thought process, if I buy something, if I go to an art dealer and I buy a piece of art, I have it in my hand, I have the painting. I can go, because it's mine, I can go and do what I want to do. I can burn it. I can put it on the wall. I can resell it. I can monetize the heck out of it. I can do what I can make post stamps if I want, because I own it. The person that painted it doesn't own it anymore. I own it. I bought it. I own it. In the NFT world now, that's not the case. You bought it, but you own it, kinda own it. You're a kinda owner type of person. So the person that went and spent 60 something $1 million in crypto to go buy that one painting, and other people that went out and they bought other things. Okay, I with some things, I know that there's certain things in play legally that allow the owner to do a thing. But if you're buying something, you should have the rights to do a thing. And in the next few weeks, actually, no, it's not the next few weeks. Next week, I'm going to be doing a whole show on this because I have, this whole thing is going to change. The way the NFT market is going to change, how things work are going to change. Right now is the wild, wild west, but there's going to be some sort of organization there. There's going to be something going on. It's going to happen. And next week, I'm going to make an announcement on that. And basically, when the NFTs and how they work, forget about what's happening today. How they work in general is genius, and they sit right on the backbone of other networks that are doing other things. So basically, it creates a very honest market. The only issue is how it's being used today and how people are pricing it. As Kramer said, he said people are just pricing it with arbitrary numbers, and boom, somebody's buying it. But now, where's the value if that person can't sell it? There was I forget the recording artist that sold an NFT with their music. Oh no, sorry, with their art. They created art. They sold an NFT. The art sold for, I don't know, like $30,000 or something of that nature. And the bottom line is, a few months later, it's worth two. So the value it is perceived by whoever is buying it. Okay, so I think that you're going to have more of this going on, but I also think that there can be a better way of doing it. And I look forward to sharing that with you guys next week. It's going to be an interesting show with what I have to bring to the table. And now going back to the crypto market, and I say this, and I hope that you listen. I hope that you listen, because the utility of a cryptocurrency is what is key. If it's just issued just to be issued, if it's just out there just to be out there, if it's not serving any purpose at all, what use is it? It's a store of value. To store what value? Where's the value? At least I can look at Ethereum and see the value. I can look at Bitcoin and see the value. XRP, I don't see the value yet, because it's not directly correlated to Ripple, but there's something there if they should turn the wheel a little bit. All right. Other cryptos, that are backed by this and they do this, granted, they have their own utility, but again, the ones that have the true utility, that are scalable and growing and solving a problem, these are the ones that you want to keep an eye on. These are the ones you want to be involved with. These are the ones that you're going to be able to utilize. Okay, so it's not so much just investing in them, is utilizing them and increasing the growth. So it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, it's Friday, short show. I thank you for tuning in. I want to wish everyone an awesome weekend. Okay, and yeah, just go out and try to enjoy the weekend. And I'll be back with you next week. I'm gonna have a couple of shows, but at some point next week, I'm going to have a show that I'm going to be speaking about NFTs exclusively, because I have a lot of things to talk about and something to bring to the table to share with you guys. And it's going to be, to me, I think it's going to be a game changer. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll be back with you next week. Enjoy your weekend.